13 News at 5 begins with breaking news tonight.
5 people are now hurt. This after a crash that's involving a school bus. The school bus is from southern Indiana, but the crash happened right here in central Indiana. In fact, on I-465 on the northwest side. You're taking a look at some of the pictures that Indiana State Police shared with 13 News. These are images of the crash, and as you can imagine, the evening rush on the northwest side. An incident like this is causing a very big backup.
Rob Ellis has been monitoring it the last hour. He joins us now with a look at what he is seeing. Rob?
Yeah, let's update you with some of our NDOT traffic cameras. Now, some movement has happened here just within the last few minutes. I'm going to step out of the way. The emergency vehicles that are on the left side of your screen, that is 465 northbound. This is just past the 86th Street exit as you make the turn to go onto 465 headed eastbound. They have now moved a lot of the vehicles. That bus from Washington, Indiana in Daviess County, that has now been moved from the scene. It's on the left side of your screen there, now on a emergency tow vehicle. But the interstate is still shut down. If you're a map person like I am, let me kind of update you on where this is located and kind of give you maybe a little bit of some indication of some alternate routes, because good news is 465 southbound is still moving, but 465 northbound right past, in fact, it's closed past 86th Street, but you might want to even use 71st Street if you're heading that way. I would say avoid it altogether if you can. It looks like 465 on the north or northwest side before you get to 865 is flowing pretty smoothly, but it's going to take some time to get a lot of these vehicles out of the way. There were at least 7 vehicles involved in that accident. They have now blocked off the interstate completely. All of the traffic is being rerouted. You can see there's a line of cars that had to turn around. They've been stuck behind that accident for at least 2 hours now, and now finally being able to exit. That's going to cause a big backup on 86th Street as well. A lot of the side streets there are already showing those big backups because that's a lot of interstate traffic that is now being rerouted to local roads.
Okay, on a busy Friday night, and we're tracking everything that's happening across downtown Indianapolis.
That's right. We want to make sure that you are weather aware of the impact that some severe weather could have potentially, whether you're heading out or if you're staying home. There are a lot of events downtown. We're talking some strong winds that are moving into central Indiana now and later tonight. And
they bring the threat of storms as well as tornadoes, which is why we are in the Weather Center with Angela tonight.
So we've been talking about the winds, you know, the measurement of these gusts. How high do you expect they're going to go?
They're gusting near 40 now. Even outside of thunderstorms, 40 to 50 miles per hour. If we get some of those severe storms, we're talking 60 plus miles per hour. Yikes. So we want to make sure you know that it's a weather impact alert situation. Have several ways to get warnings. Prepare now for the gusty winds and that potential of severe weather now through Saturday evening. The impacts, those 40 to 50 plus mile per hour gusts not associated with storms, 60 plus mile per hour gusts, and that slight tornado threat. It is not zero as we head through the overnight hours. So prepare now for power outages and make sure that cell phone is charged and the volume up overnight. It's warm, it's windy, we're near record warmth. Temperatures right now between 75 and 80 degrees. Here are a few of the gusts currently. 33 mile per hour gusts in Terre Haute. We're starting to see 40 plus mile per hour gusts out to our west, and we expect those to arrive in the next several hours. We are under a wind advisory. The storm timeline, we've got 2 rounds, one overnight, another one later on Saturday. Gusty winds throughout the event with those 60 plus gusts within thunderstorms. Rotation is possible overnight and the threat of flooding southeast. This is a large scale, high impact storm system. Much more in the full forecast.
Angela, thank you. We will check back. In the meantime, some good news. Tornado sirens are working again right here in Marion County. You might recall there was a technical glitch that kept them from going off when we had a test of the system a couple of days ago. And you know what? We looked into it. Marion County wasn't alone.
Our Alex Almanza checked in on the test today. And Alex, it looks like things are all cleared up now.
That's correct, Anne Marie and Felicia, and such a critical time too. Not only is it severe weather preparedness week, but as Angela mentioned, we're going to have that possibility of rotating storms, which could bring tornadoes with it. That's why the regular testing of these sirens is so important. On Tuesday during the statewide tornado drill, there were several central Indiana counties that experienced issues with their outdoor tornado sirens not working properly. 2 counties that had district-wide issues, Marion and Hancock, their sirens did go off in a retest today. Now, Marion and Hancock counties say a glitch in the vendor's software, Federal Signal, was likely to have played a role in the silent sirens. Now, according to Hancock County officials, Federal Signal sent them a software update which has now been applied. But regular tests like these are why safety officials say ensuring systems work are important in protecting lives.
It is like an actual mechanical piece of equipment. So like anything mechanical, things can go wrong over time that we may not know about. So testing allows us to get that feedback from the community to say something's wrong with the siren and then address it properly.
Greg Duda with Hancock County EMA also telling me that outdoor sirens are exactly that. They are meant for outdoor use only, for those outside and not near a phone. But coming up at 6, I'm going to have more ways you can stay aware with weather impact alerts. In Marion County, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
Thank you, Alex. And on Thursday, a Federal Signal spokesperson told 13 News they were not able to determine what caused the recent activation failure, but they are working to assist Marion County in the investigation.
You're going to want to make sure that you have several ways to get notified about the potential for severe weather overnight tonight.
Our meteorologists say a weather radio is a must-have. You will also want to make sure that you have the Live Doppler 13 weather app on your phone. That is where we will alert you to severe weather.
So keep in mind, just to recap, this worse weather is expected overnight. So when you go to bed, you do want to make sure you keep the volume up on your phone, and that way you are alerted and you can take action. It's hard to believe that we're talking about all this weather alert and everything, because you go outside right now and it's really nice. It's in the 70s, sun is shining, skies are blue. So it is the perfect time to get some fresh air before that severe weather moves in.
Yeah, Marina Silva knows this better than anyone. She joins us live downtown with a look at the busy weekend in Indianapolis. It's just amazing out there right now, Marina.
It feels amazing. It's a little windy out here, but it feels so nice. It's beautiful out here. And a lot of people are taking advantage of it and being downtown Indianapolis. You know, earlier today we saw the St. Patrick's Day Parade, Comic-Con, and now here at Big Ten, look at how many people are outside, short sleeves, shorts, gym shoes, just hanging out and enjoying the day.
Talk about moving.
A lot of people were stopping to listen to this musician. They're here for visiting day 1 of Comic-Con at the Indiana Convention Center. Fans are dressing in their favorite characters, bringing their favorite props, and meeting some new friends. All in all, just enjoying the experience.
I think I can do an impeccable Shaggy impression, so I would go like, I have the high ground, man.
You underestimate my power.
Don't try it. I thought it would look really fun, and since I got 2 friends going with me, he wanted to go with the same outfit and see how many pictures we get to take with people.
Comic-Con is going on all weekend, and downtown is going to be busy all weekend. Now, coming up at 6, we're going to talk to you about Big Ten happening here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
All right, thanks so much. Marina Silva reporting live tonight from the Bicentennial Unity Plaza right outside of the field house. There's a big party going on down there.
Yes, yes. We'll check back in, Marina. Thank you. And on to more news. Governor Braun's family home in Jasper will be getting a 6-figure security upgrade.
Our partners at the Capitol Chronicle now report that the $118,000 in improvements to the home there do include a helipad, upgraded fencing gates, and a temporary security trailer. The money we're told is coming from the Department of Administration. And
it is one of the stories our Dustin Grove talks about in this week's episode of our political show, Crossroads Politics.
Nikki, this is not exactly much of a surprise. Governor Braun has said from the beginning he doesn't plan on relocating to Indianapolis. He plans on spending a lot of time at home in Jasper.
Yeah, I mean, he says splitting time, but it seems like he's spending the beginning of the week here and then the end of the week down in Jasper. And so they have to have 24/7 security. It's something to watch, you know. Are we going to be paying taxpayer money to fly him back and forth for things because, you know, he wants to spend more time down there when we already have a residence? That's just something to keep an eye on in the future.
And you can also read the full story about the security plan in the Indiana Capitol Chronicle online. And you can catch an early edition of an all-new Crossroads Politics tomorrow night at 6:30 on WTHR Plus, our streaming channel. It airs right after 13 News at 6, which will be live only on our free streaming app, I should say. Now, after those two shows, you can get caught up on all of the biggest stories around the country on In the News this week at 7:30. And then at 8:30 in the Spotlight, you can meet the stars of new movies to watch this spring. All of this again on our WTHR Plus app, which you can download to your TV and watch for free.
We learned today that an Anderson man now is taking a plea deal for shooting and killing his wife at a gas station in Fishers.
Rich and I talked to the prosecutor's office about the reasons for this resolution that will likely send the Joshua Farmer to prison for the rest of his life.
Joshua Farmer has already signed the plea deal, which calls for a total of 80 years in prison for murder and other charges. Farmer admits to stalking his wife, Kayla, ambushing her in June 2023 when she stopped at a gas pump at the Speedway at 116th Street and Allisonville Road. Farmer shot at Kayla sitting in her car. An autopsy found more than 15 gunshot wounds on her body.
This was upsetting enough that our office initially filed the death penalty enhancement. We then amended that and turned it to a life without parole enhancement.
The 80-year prison sentence in the plea agreement actually covers a couple of cases. 70 years for the gas station killing and another 10 years for another domestic violence incident just a month earlier. In that incident in May 2023, Farmer allegedly punched and choked Kayla and put a gun to her head in front of at least one of their 3 children. There was a no-contact order in place when he killed Kayla. The Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office says a plea agreement brings a quicker, more permanent resolution.
So instead of the family sitting there not sure if an appellate court down the line is going to decide that a piece of evidence came in improperly or something was done wrong in the trial to cause us to redo the trial, instead this gives us the opportunity for closure and for them to really be able to start healing.
A family member of Kayla told me they will wait until sentencing on April 30th to comment on the plea deal.
They are glad that this matter is being resolved. We would not have entered into this agreement if it was not acceptable to them.
In Hamilton County, Rich Knight, 13 News.
And a Hamilton County judge must accept the plea deal, but that is normally a legal formality at sentencing. Joshua Farmer would be in his 90s before he could be released from prison. And tonight, Indianapolis Metro Police officers are trying to figure out what led to a shooting in Castleton. Our crew found the responding officers in the Starbucks parking lot near 82nd and Craig Streets. Metro Police have not shared the condition of the victim, but did say the person is stable. We're working to learn more about the shooting, and if anyone has been arrested, we'll keep you updated on air and online. And it's been 1 year since a tornado ripped through Winchester.
We have the cleanup that continues to this day as that community recovers from the very disastrous storm. That's ahead right here at 5:30. Angela?
Anne-Marie, unfortunately, we're back under the threat of severe weather overnight and again tomorrow as we go from near 80 to highs in the 40s.
Nearing a government shutdown.
The important vote expected in Washington, D.C. tonight. Next.